Now, as resident therapists on This Morning, my next guests, Nick and Eva Speakman, have helped countless people overcome addictions, phobias and anxiety. They've even used their technique to help some familiar faces.
Anxiety issues are most certainly on the rise.
There's far too many people in this world suffering.
This is a fear of birds that I've had as long as I can remember.
Stroke it gently on the back, happily.
That was big for you. Come sit down.
Well done.
We were sort of testing our boundaries of fears, and one of them was a fear of flying. Scared to within an inch of my life. It was like I could feel a switch in my head go, think off.
David has got the most terrible fear of flying.
Woo! In the air?
Yay!
This is ice and snow. Do you believe you can be helped with this? Are you prepared to step inside the cube?
How would you feel getting on a tube right now?
I don't want to go in there.
How do you feel about going on a tube?
Yeah, let's give it a go. I just feel great.
Thank you. Just thank you for everything.
Well, ahead of this year's This Morning live event that's happening in May, Nick and Eva Speakman join me now. It's so good to see you two. It really is. And so much more people are seeking help these days with things. Whereas before, I think we all kind of, people would be a bit embarrassed, especially about mental health issues. They wouldn't talk about them. But they are now. And you guys have been like pioneers for this for such a long time. It must be very satisfying for you to see that people's attitudes are changing.
It's
very much so.
Yeah, it's so good. And that's one of the things that why we love doing what we do, because it's really important to talk about it. And you're absolutely right. So many more people are talking about mental health issues now and about anxiety. And that's the first step. The first step is to realising that absolutely no one is immune to anxiety. It's a normal, natural reaction. What's not normal is when you should seek help, is obviously if that's impeding on your life and it's more than just in normal situations.
Right.
Because it is a natural emotion.
Anxiety should be circumstantial, and that's it. It shouldn't be with you all the time.
No, that's when you should actually try and do something about it. As I've got you here, and I know a lot of people will be watching and they are suffering from anxiety right now. What have you got anything that would just maybe help them today?
Yeah, I mean, there's lots of things that you can do, and saying about This Morning Live, and that's the sort of thing that we're going to be talking about and sharing tips, etc. However, there's certain things that you can do to make your environment a better place, because the fact is that we are a product of our environment, and environment can have such a huge impact on how you feel. And there were some studies done quite recently where it suggested that we become like the 5 people we spend most time with. So it's really important to, first of all, look at your environment, look at the people that are around you, because happiness is contagious, and if people around you are positive and uplifting, then obviously that will lift you. Equally, if you're around people who pull you down, which
we all know those.
Yes, and the best thing you
mobile
can do
phone test.
Yeah, the mobile phone test is amazing. So the mobile phone test, you will know. We call them draggers, the people that drag you down.
Yes.
And you know who they are.
Drains.
They drain. And you know those people because when your mobile phone rings and you pick your mobile phone up and you go,
oh, that's such a good test! Oh my goodness me, that's such a good test.
You can read that from a phone call.
Right.
Then when you're actually with them, imagine how they make you feel. So mobile phone test is really important.
But conversely, you have people that we call igniters, where the phone rings and it doesn't matter what you're doing, you
pick it up and talk to them.
Yeah, you just speak to them, right? And you need to be around those people more.
Yeah, and I think another thing is gratitude, isn't it? I think
gratitude is really important because you can look at life and everyone. It doesn't matter who you are. No one's immune. We all have problems, but that doesn't mean that life is a problem. And if you distinguish between the two, and a good way of doing that is practicing gratitude. So what we do in the morning, when the alarm goes off, we press the snooze button, and for that time of the snooze, we think about all the things that we're grateful for. The fact is, I look at the side of me and I'm grateful that Eva's with me, and we have the most amazing life together. And then I think about our children, I think about the people that we help, and I just go on and I spend, it's 7 minutes, just thinking about all these great things. So I start in a better place.
Yeah, that elevates your mood. And another great thing, I mean, anxiety can be so incredibly consuming, and obviously you should get help for it if it is that way. However, another thing you can do, because it is so consuming, is to direct your thoughts, and a great way to do that is by setting goals. Now, that can be goals just for today. It can be small things like, I'm going to clear that drawer out, or I'm going to make that call. So it's small goals, or equally, future goals, because, you know, if you don't plan your life, then invariably you'll become a part of somebody else's plan.
Right.
So if you plan your life, not only does it give you focus, I mean, imagine how frustrating it would be to be just sat in a car and not knowing where you're going. And that's the same with life. If you've got a definite direction, that elevates your mood and makes you feel better, but it also gives you the opportunity to celebrate when you've achieved those things. And like I said, it doesn't have to be huge things. It can be different things along
Baby steps as well.
along your path of life.
That makes perfect sense. It really does.